Good afternoon and welcome, everyone. Earlier this year, the NASCAR nominating committee submitted 25 names of NASCAR legends to be considered by the voting panel. Those legends included many of the pioneers of the sport, its founders, and its superstars. Today, the voting panel met. We discussed and debated each of the nominees. 51 ballots have been cast, which includes a ballot represented by the fans. The panel had the task of selecting just 5 nominees to represent the inaugural class of the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Those inductees will now be revealed. We have on hand today a representative from the accounting firm of Ernst & Young who tabulated the vote. Now, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce NASCAR Chairman and CEO, Brian France.
Good afternoon and welcome. I have the distinct pleasure to present the inaugural class of the NASCAR Hall of Fame in this great sport. Without further ado, let's go to selection number 1. By the way, I do not know the results, but I'm very pleased to say that Bill France Sr., the founder of NASCAR, is in the Hall of Fame.
Big Bill France was a family man with a racing dream. As the Great Depression closed in, the part-time racer sold his Washington, D.C. service station, drove to Daytona Beach, and became the driving force behind the new sport.
I think that my racing experience was helpful in forming NASCAR.
Bill France was, I think, 6'8". He was a giant of a man. Without Bill France, there would have never been no NASCAR as everybody knows today.
This is Bill France, one of racing's most colorful figures.
In 1936, they put the first beach road stock car race on. After the war, the France family were the ones that kept the racing going for Daytona Beach.
On December 14th, 1947, at Daytona's Streamline Hotel, a meeting of 35 men organized stock car racing into one governing body. NASCAR was born.
It's wonderful to have the opportunity of bringing this race to so many people. By gosh, we got a heck of a thing going because we do have a great sport, and I am very proud to be part of it. I'm just very happy I was able to get NASCAR put together because it's got a rooting interest of many, many people.
Under France, NASCAR became the major league sport of the South.
Selection number 2. Okay. NASCAR's all-time great driver, Richard Petty, is in the Hall of Fame.
Richard Petty was a driver for the ages who defined his era and set a standard for all time. Richard was king. 200 wins, 7 championships.
He was an incredibly good driver, perhaps the best of his time, maybe the best of all time.
And immediately the cars start to pit. Here's Petty's car in the pit area. For some reason or other, Petty is up on top of his car, and Petty is definitely worried about the top. He's got a hammer, is hammering it away.
There was a time there that Richard Petty, when he showed up, it was like, okay, who's going to run second?
The crowd goes wild as Petty takes the lead right down the grandstand straightaway.
You know, dirt tracks, short tracks, super speedway, didn't make any difference. Everything just clicked. And there's not a whole lot you can do. You don't ask questions. You just go get ready for the next race, hoping the luck stays with you.
When they were in a position to win races, they won races. And I think that's the big deal that allowed them to dominate through the 60s and into the 70s. He was just incredibly focused on one thing, and that was winning races. I think that's what made Richard Petty such a great driver.
Selection number 3. My father, Bill France Jr., is in the Hall of Fame.
In January of 1972, NASCAR founder Bill France Sr. stepped down, passing the family business into the hands of his son, Bill France Jr.
On behalf of NASCAR, France family, and the guy here that reminds me where it all got started.
Father taught me one thing, is you either get bigger or you get smaller. You can't stand still.
From Big Bill to Little Bill, NASCAR grew. In 1984, one president joined the president to watch a king win his historic 200th race.
Richard won his big race. How often do you get the President of the United States there for an event?
Petty wins his 200th career NASCAR victory.
We got a long way to go with the sport. I want to get off the 7th page of the newspapers up on the front page.
Since the birth of this American motorsport, the France family has been NASCAR's guardian, keepers of a racing dream.
The 4th selection. The other 7-time champion is in the Hall of Fame, Dale Earnhardt.
Welcome to my office. I'm glad y'all could be here. This is where I work every day.
You get your front end in there, you stand your ground. A lot of times it comes out bad, but a lot of times you win races too.
Dale Earnhardt gave the maximum effort every time he got in a race car.
Earnhardt in the grass.
Just sheer guts and determination pretty well describes Dale Earnhardt, and a desire to win no matter what he did.
If there was one thing you don't want in your mirror, it's the black 3.
Dale Earnhardt was a working man's hero who tied Richard Petty's record of 7 championships.
He just did not have quit in his vocabulary.
The 5th and final selection for the Inaugural Hall of Fame is a legend himself, a car owner and a driver. Jimmie Johnson is in the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
NASCAR's first folk heroes.
Jimmie Johnson. He drives with a simple strategy. Black out as far and as fast as she'll go.
Jimmie Johnson was my hero. He drove his white 63 Chevrolet with a 3 on the side of it. And the thing that always intrigued me was he had a 427 Chevrolet mystery engine.
Meanwhile, the Chevy engine, which wasn't supposed to last, has Johnson still in front.
He was an innovator. You might say, oh, Junior, listen to him. He sounds a little bit country. Maybe he's a farmer. He's this. Let me tell you what. That is a brilliant man.
After winning 50 races, Junior quit racing, but not winning. As an owner, he won 6 titles, 3 with Darrell Waltrip, and a record 3 straight with Cale Yarborough.
We didn't come to run second. I don't want you to save the car. You drive it as hard as it goes, and if it breaks, we'll build you a better one. That was his philosophy, and that's the way he liked for you to race, and that's the way he wanted you to race, because that's the way he raced.
Well, wow. Thank you, everyone. As a reminder, the inductees will be enshrined in the NASCAR Hall of Fame on Sunday, May 23rd, 2010.